Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
This is a real good story about Drew, a real United Airlines customer.
After almost 4 years of treatments, I was finally cancer-free. My mom's like, where do you want to go to celebrate? I'm like, let's go somewhere tropical. And then pilot hopped on the intercom and started talking about me, and I was like, what is going on here?
My wife beat cancer too, and I wanted to celebrate his special moment.
That's Bill, a real United pilot.
We brought him drinks and donuts. We all signed a card.
I was smiling ear to ear. Best flight ever for sure.
That's how good leads the way.
Are you fumbling when it comes to getting a confident clean to your end zone? Make the right play. Call an audible and switch from dry toilet paper to wet, extra-large Dude Wipes. Why? It's simple. Wetter just cleans better. Dude Wipes are wet and extra-large, so they clear, never smear your rear. So when you go for two, be sure to bring the #1 product in clean. Dude Wipes, the GOAT of cleaning your keister. Available on Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Jordan and Jake.
I feel good. I'm excited, ready to go.
Delhomme stops. He throws it across field. Guess who? Jordan Gross.
Here are your Panther Hall of Honor members, Jordan Gross and Jake Delhomme.
Jake, good to talk to you, especially with the state of the union that the Panthers are. I don't know if that's the right thing to say. The state of the Panthers at 4-3, man. Good times right now. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, buddy. I agree with you, man. It's been I think it's been a long time coming. You know, we've been waiting for some, I guess you can say, meaningful, relevant times. But yeah, what a great opportunity and how fun. I think, you know, you get those 3 wins at home. And the big thing for me was last week. We're going on the road, a team that is struggling, right? 0-6. And then we got to go get a win. We're better. And that's kind of what we did. We didn't turn it over. We kind of played keep away from them. Our defense was lights out. Offensively, we did enough. Probably left a few points on the board, but that's okay. We didn't put the ball in harm's way. We got to win. And now we're back home facing a legitimate juggernaut for the last 6-7 years, whatever it may be. And what a great opportunity, right?
No, I love it. Did you see the Jets fan video that's been making its way through social media and stuff of that young kid when they go up to him and they say, you got anything to say about the game? And he's like just dejected, Jake. And he's like, I hate this team. I hate them. He's like, I was born into this. He's got his Jets jersey on. I was born into this. I'll always be with them, but I hate them. And he just, oh gosh. I'm going to just be honest that I loved that was a fan of another team. And our Panther fans with their jerseys walk by in the background. I'm like, hey, we're above 500. For the latest into the season, we've been above 500 since 2019. And Jake, better than us. That's all I have to say. But outstanding video.
Yeah, I saw it, and you felt for that kid. But you know what? That's life in the NFL, man. And when it's good, it's there's nothing better. And then when it's bad, it's like when can you turn the page? And hopefully, we're starting to get that page turned. I feel confident going into the season that page was starting to turn. But you're seeing so many new guys, old guys. Like it's fun to see, man. It's fun to see and watch.
I just love it. That it's them and not us, man. We got to see some Andy Dalton in the fourth quarter, came in, did well, 4-7, 60 yards. But Bryce, day to day, as the week goes on with his ankle, made some moves to kind of insulate that quarterback spot. With Hooker was already on practice squad, but then bringing in Mike White as well. Jake, you were a backup old guy for a while. What's it like being Andy Dalton and just standing there every week preparing, never knowing if you're going to play or not? Then you get the call, confidence level, and then how do you prepare this week? Knowing, they know more than we do, but let's say that Andy doesn't know if Bryce is going to play or not. Like, what's that role like?
Well, I think the mentality for Andy doesn't change at all because he's such a pro. He started for well over a decade, has numerous wins, and he's been in this offense just as long as everyone else. And I would venture to say he and Bryce know the offense better than everyone else, and they should. And you saw it when he got in the other day. It's he runs it a little bit different. He's very quick to get the ball out of his hands, which Bryce can too. But Andy, I think just he probably knows what he likes, and he can recognize things extremely quick. Now Houdini in the pocket, like Bryce is sometimes. I'm not so sure uh, Andy has a check mark in favor of him in that regard. But listen, he's going to go out. He's going to let it fly. Maybe more shots down the field. But I think we got to hang our hat on the running game. I mean, that's what we got to do. We got to continue to hang our hat on the running game. Chuba, I think, will be even healthier. Rico's running the ball lights out. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Damian Lewis, if he's going to be able to be back in there. But Buffalo's run defense, they're getting a couple of guys back, some injured guys, waiting to see what the injury report looks like toward the latter part of the week. But Atlanta had much success running the football against Buffalo.
Well, speaking of the offensive line in the last game, Jake, I'm so proud of those guys for all the different combos. It's been great. We've had the same dudes on our O line for a number of years now, so you can kind of start building a pretty big fan base amongst them. But Corbett back in there, Jake. I know it's been a while now. It seems like it was just the other day. I was certain. I've already said this on this podcast, but I was certain that Corbett was done for the year in that Arizona game. Now he's back. He's playing guard now. Now Mays, you're the center. Now Corbett, you're the guard. You know that he's not feeling 100%. He just got on his return to play window, but we needed him, so he's in there. Moten, as always, Christensen was playing guard. Just a good job by them, 125 yards rushing. And you said, okay, against the Bills, we got to run the ball. So now we got both our backs back, Rico and Chuba, and now there's like managing those guys and having that many people available, Jake. It's kind of like a problem of bounty. You know what I mean? Like if you got Chuba in there and you give him the ball and he only gains 4 yards, you're like, ooh, I wonder if Rico would have got 6 or vice versa. So how do we manage that?
Well, I think Dave said it best when he talked about it. Like, hey, empty the tank on every run. And I think Rico had more success on some runs the other day than Chuba. But then you watch Chuba on the screen, which I thought was one of the funniest things in the world. I don't know if the offensive lineman couldn't hear the go call or if he forgot to yell go, go, go when he outran them all and ran down inside the 10-yard line or inside the 5. But yeah, I just think it's you got to have two, Jordan. You've been a part of it. We've been a part of it. You can't. It's so hard to go through with one guy. You got to have two, and when they're fresh and you can lean on that run game, it makes your team that much more dangerous. And the reason I say continue with the run game, because they have a monster on the other side of the field in Buffalo, and it's the quarterback, Josh Allen. And he's just a different animal. And the more we can keep him on the sidelines, and James Cook, who's just in his prime, their running back, like that's what we got to do. And hopefully both those running backs are exhausted at the end of the game.
I think they're going to have to extend the pregame countdown because the amount of hugging and smiles that are going to take place when Carolina North comes to town, it's going to be outstanding, Jake. All the Bills crossover and players. It's like anytime the Panthers release a player, he goes to the Bills or vice versa, Jake. We just swap back and forth. Dan Morgan was up there under Brandon Beane. McDermott obviously coached here for a long time. Yeah, and I know you're going to be there, Jake. Are you going to be able to contain yourself with all the people to talk football with and hug up on before this game?
Well, yeah, I'll be just fine. I'm probably more worried about my broadcast partner, Luke Kuechly, because, McDermott, I mean, I would have a feeling there's a picture of Luke in an 8x10 next to his bed every single night. Yeah, but no, I'm sure I'll be able to see Brandon Beane, and so much respect for all those guys. I did not play for McDermott, but certainly got to know him. But yeah, and Dan coming from there. So Dan has this Seattle background and the Buffalo. And I think the one thing that Dan wanted to bring back to Carolina was you got to have players that just love the game. You got to want to compete and love the game. And I think Brandon Beane and McDermott have done that in Buffalo. That's evident by how they play. And I think you're starting to see the fingerprint of Dan and Brant and Coach Canales, some of our young guys too. That's what you're kind of starting to see. I don't know if you enjoyed the kickoff that we had last week when our rookie Latham Ransom ran down and broke his face off into the Jets player. Like things like that. That's real football. And watching Nick Scorton play, watching Princely, watching ATN on some of the returns, Mitchell Evans, like all our you're seeing the young guys, and then you're seeing, I don't know, maybe J.C. Horn might be a decent cornerback. I don't know.
Good picks.
Yeah, he's okay. And Derek Brown, really? The large man like that, running sideline to sideline, batting passes, getting sacks. It's fun to see, man. This is a fun time right now.
You're getting me excited that we're moving in the right direction, Jake. Is it possible for a Panther fan such as me to see the Bills coming to town close to Halloween here and think we got a legitimate shot at coming away from this thing 5-3?
Well, I hope so, and I certainly hope the team feels that way. I mean, that has to be your mindset week in and week out. And I'm not so sure our mindset was that, last year or maybe whatever the past couple of years, but it has to be that. There has to be a standard that's set. There's no victory Mondays, right? We haven't seen that yet. No, you come back to work. I mean, this is a grind. When the schedule came out, first thing that popped into my head, first playoff team from 2024 is the Buffalo Bills, and this will be late October. We got a chance to get started, and we started out slow, but we're starting to make some progress. And so now you get measuring sticks, and this is a measuring stick. We want to be a team that can kind of start to make some hay. Well, this is the team you go against, especially them having an extended break, getting some health back. I'm assuming they'll have a new wrinkle or two that they're going to try to put in for us. But, we're a young, hungry team, and sometimes when you don't know any better, you just go out and play, and you let the chips fall where they may.
All right. Well, some current Panther news, but you mentioned Luke earlier that he's quite the player. And McDermott's a big fan. Greg Olson, Steve Smith, and Charles Peanut Tillman, with his short time as a Carolina Panther, were all named 50 of the finalists for the Hall of Fame. So that's pretty awesome. You knew Luke and Steve were going to get in there. I wasn't sure about Greg, and Peanut. Obviously, his majority of his career and his fame came when he was a Chicago Bear, but we've talked about Luke and Steve a ton, but pretty cool for Greg to get in there in that top 50. I'd be surprised if he makes it a whole lot further this year, but I think some of the significance for him is going to come because he's still such a huge figure in the NFL world with his broadcasting, but outstanding career, and just happy for him, man.
Yeah, and he's calling our game this week. So I don't think when he called it a couple of weeks ago, he knew he was going to be back, but that's a bonus for him to call the game. And all those guys, just great football players, man, and just happy for them. And, hopefully a few of those guys can continue on the selection committee.
Well, this is going to be a fun weekend, Dick. I'm glad you're there to manage things. Is Luke working the game with you?
That would be correct. And
okay,
I'm going to be very honest.
The all-star crew.
Jordan, I guess I'm asking for advice.
Okay, I'll give you some.
I mean, do I just kind of keep my mouth shut whenever we're going to be on offense and let Luke talk about what he thinks McDermott's going to call, or actually give the defensive play calls? Because I have a feeling Luke still knows them and can have them readily available and spew them out of his mouth pretty quickly.
Yeah, easy money, man. Just show up and get yourself a cup of coffee. Just put your microphone on mute. Let Anish and Luke do the whole thing. That's what sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many times I'm going to see Luke kind of just start doing hand gestures. So we need a GoPro in the booth, hand gestures, knowing exactly what's going to happen, exactly what defense is going to be, and things like that.
I'm still surprised that Luke's not on the coaching staff up there. That's the one that surprises me a lot, Jake. But that's how much he likes working with you, I think. He doesn't want to make the move up there.
Maybe he likes Charlotte and doesn't want to move to
Well, he
Buffalo.
might like Charlotte, but he likes his matching polo buddy. Some in-house news. Producer Matt told me that they're less than 2 weeks away, he and his wife, from having their first baby. It's going to be a girl. Okay. What does that, and you were having some audio issues earlier in this broadcast that we had to just, Matt and I talked while you relocated or whatever you did to get your sound better. Matt and I said we should just have a segment of the show where we find out what Matt doesn't know yet about being a father. So let's just do that, Jake. Okay. So if you're somebody's about to have your first baby, what do you not know that is coming to smack you straight in the face?
Well, certainly, Jordan, I think you can talk about the sleep and whatnot, but I think it's this feeling of, oh my gosh, I am now not even remotely close being the most important person in my life anymore. This beautiful child is my life's duty. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. That's when it hits you. That's what I believe.
I remember when we had our first son born in uptown Charlotte, CMC, Maine. And we were there, you have the baby, and then we stayed like another night or something, whatever it was. And you got like the nurses and people are helping you. And then they're like, all right, you're free to go. And Dana and I were 25 at the time. I remember thinking, like, what do you mean I'm free to go? Like, you're just gonna set us loose with this human here? We loaded the car seat. I'm like checking everything 100 times. Driving home like 15 under the speed limit, yelling at people for going too fast. Jake. That's when it hit me. It's like, I knew we were like, I'm not dumb. I knew we were going to have a kid. We got everything ready and all that. You're like, okay. And then this baby shows up and you're like, I'm in charge of this human. And then you never know what you're doing. And anybody that says they know exactly what they're doing, they're full of it, because every situation's different. Things come up. You say, all right, hey, we're going to go. Hey, here's a great idea. Let's take this baby to a movie. It'll just sleep the whole time. It'll be fine. Next thing you know, you're the one ruining everybody's $15 movie ticket and you got to leave. It's just a giant whirlwind. I'm excited for Matt.
Yeah, it's one of the great, I think it's one of the greatest things in the world. I think most parents will say that. And it's, you never know. You learn so much more about yourself as a person after you have that first child.
Now you're empty nester. You get old like you, and just it's all gone in a flash, man.
It flies by too. I think that's the thing. My goodness, it flies by.
You want an update on my high school team?
Well, I've been waiting on it.
8-0. 8-0. We got senior night. Senior night's a big deal. You remember those days, Jake? Parents down on the track. Everybody's got their here after high school. Jake Delhomme plans to weasel his way into an NFL career and be a podcaster when he's old and his kids are all gone. They say all that kind of stuff, It's going to be a fun night. But yeah, we go 9. If we win, we go 9-0. We should be probably the 1 seed heading into the playoffs. So exciting times right now.
So is this the final game?
Final regular season game. We played 9 games. 9-game regular season.
Okay.
So yeah, big things are happening.
Love it.
So
Love it.
I hope we do all right.
Well, let's get this weekend started off right. Let's have a great senior night with a
great senior night. Sandwich it in with Carolina North coming down. Get the win. All right. You're in charge of that. I'll be in charge of the Friday thing. You're in charge of the Sunday deal.
All right, you got it. I'm ready for it.
All right. I'll talk to you next week, bud. Have fun.
Take care.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Whether you're kicking off a campaign, gearing up for an event, or suiting up your team, 4imprint has the promo products to move your brand down the field. With thousands of customizable options like premium apparel, drinkware, tech totes, and giveaways, it's easy to score fan favorites that deliver impact. You'll get expert support, speedy delivery, and their 360-degree guarantee, so you can be 4imprint certain your order arrives exactly right on time. Explore more at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered. A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes, that. An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.